Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Come through, lemon, ginger, and honey. Did you hear that? Oh, yes. What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. That's right, back for another power review. This is going to be book 4. This is season 1, of course, and episode 7. Outrunning a Ghost. Baby. Listen, she's had some complaints. Okay, she has. Okay, she's shifted. Now she just has a couple of questions, right? But this was a good episode. I'm just going to say it right off. It was a really, really good episode. Plus, in this episode, we didn't get any feds. All right. I said shout out to the lemon and honey and ginger because I was at the Maxwell concert, Maxwell, Anthony Hamilton, and Joe last night, and your girl was trying to let your boy Anthony Hamilton know that she was in the building. I know you've been looking for me all your life, sir. You have been looking for me all your life, right? I was right there. Okay, but we're gonna let God do his thing. Y'all be looking for a story time today about the Maxwell concert. Like, it was everything I needed to be. If you've been toying with the idea of buying tickets, maybe traveling to go see a show somewhere else, do it. Anyway, Outrunning Ghosts. Again, this was a great episode. And there we had no feds in this episode. And that was everything I needed it to be. We don't need that storyline right now. Let's bring these feds in to move us into next season. But we don't need them milling around all in the way, getting full dialogue scenes and stuff like that in this season of Force. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, share. All of the things, darling. All of the things. Remember to do that before you leave. Without further ado, let's lean into this. Okay, we always talk about Tommy last, so let's get all of our other characters out the way. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about Vic. Gloria's gone. I don't know where she is. I don't know when she's coming back, but Gloria is gone. Now I hope Gloria is gone, you know, to get her ish together. I don't know who running the bar, who in charge of the bar, but I digress. And Gloria is not gone. Like, like, yeah, where's... Anyway, last he saw her, she was in the bed next to him. He get up that morning just talking to her like she there in the room, and it's nothing in the room but a note where she done said, I love you, but I can't take this right now. I need to clear my head. I'll be back when I be back. Do not call me. Don't ever call me. I'll call you. He spends the rest of the texting her, pining over her, looking for her, the whole nine, a sullen mess. Where is Vic's drugs? What is Vic doing with his half of the drugs? Are they moving? Are you still mourning Simon? You got other boys out there on the street? Because every time we see you with Vic, you not with your sister trying to build an empire together, right? You don't get along with your dad. Simon is gone. We don't see you with no other crew members. Is Gloria your lock, stock, and barrel, sir? Is Gloria your lock, stock, and barrel? Really? You ain't got nobody? You could have gave them drugs to somebody else, because you ain't dealing no drugs, boo. You is not dealing no drugs. You is not trying to be no kingpin. But I digress. Daddy, Walter Flynn, his father, Vic's father, is positioning Vic for war instead of positioning him to get this shmoney. Okay, all right. He done went out here and killed these Serbs in the last episode, and now all he can do is talk about get ready for war. It's gonna be war. I had to come against them. It's gonna be war. But Vic is not in that place. He in a funk about Gloria. We see where he is defeated AF. Okay, and he's also had an opportunity to taste the drugs. Okay, and it was a high. And he enjoyed it, but at the same time, nothing in this episode, nothing comes of it. He doesn't parlay the notion of this new drug, and he tries it. He sees it. It's a head blower, right? Blow your head to the back, okay? But So what? Obviously he's not into a lot of drugs. He doesn't do a lot of drugs. Evidently love is all the drug he need. Okay. So he does absolutely zip zero, nada, nothing with this, right? He doesn't go to Claudia and say, hey, I found this drug. What do you think? You know, yada, yada, yada. I know you was talking about synthetic drugs and you said yours didn't work out. Did you try this? He doesn't say, I wonder if this is a drug that my sister was talking about and she was trying to hide it from me. No, we don't see Vic in any of these spaces, right? We don't see Vic in any of these spaces. It leads me to believe that Vic is probably or maybe or possibly in the future, maybe not this season, maybe not next season, end up sleeping with the fishes. He's not a major player. He's not a major mover, which in this franchise makes you a liability. You know what I'm saying? Like a possible, maybe not a liability, but it makes you fodder. Yeah. Fodder. Okay. Talk about Walter. Like I said, Walter prepares for war. He tries to lock the kids down after he done started all this mess with the Serbians, right? And he wants to put he want Vic to put 2 men on Claudia. Why does Vic have to put 2 men on Claudia? You started the war, you put 2 men on Claudia. Well, I think I got an answer for all of this, right? The reason why he wants Vic to do it is because he continues to isolate Paulie. All right. We see him mulling over his paperwork, which is supposed to show us whatever his sickness is and in the lungs. Looks like he may have lung cancer. I mean, they showing us ashtrays full of cigarette butts and things like that. He's constantly lighting up. You know what I'm saying? So we are led to believe, okay, he has lung cancer, right? Paulie comes in and he tells Paulie, we got to prepare for war because of this whole thing I did with the Serbians. Why would you do this with the Serbians, sir, when you know we ain't even full staff? That's why you sending Vic to do it and you can't call nobody. Y'all ain't got nobody. Y'all ain't got nobody but Vic, Paulie, and this one here. Maybe some two or 3 other people running the candy store. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? A couple of dialysis techs. But other than that, no crew. I don't get it. I don't see it. Where they at? Tommy is snuffing y'all men out left and right. He either snuffing them out himself or putting them in positions where they get snuffed out. All right. Y'all are the skeleton crew out here. Okay. But the sickness looms. The sickness looms, right? That's Walter. Claudia, listen, is frustrated with Tommy. Okay, Tommy is another man. She had a great idea, but she don't really have no street smarts. And unfortunately, the way men work, a lot of them, instead of nurturing you into growing, they don't have time for all that. So they go ahead and twist your arm behind your back and make you cry uncle. And that's what Tommy does in this episode. It's something that's been happening to her over and over with her repeatedly. Still like a petulant child, she's doing little things to assert herself and project her frustrations on others. And it's just weakening what Tommy is trying to build. Okay, he needs to snatch her in line. And listen, she better be careful because Liliana want to be the one to snatch you. Liliana wants to be the one to snatch Claudia's wig. All right. Did y'all peep that Claudia had on that pleated skirt that she had on early in episode 6? She had that brown pleated skirt on, and she had it on again in episode 7. This is what I was telling y'all about how the scenes are shot. Like they're shot, a whole bunch of scenes are shot, and then I think they take all of these scenes and make episodes out of them. I think that's really what happens, which is why we see this disconnect sometimes. But we talked about that last episode, so let's move forward. Her father is tracking her. And while everybody is busy trying to teach her, while Tommy is busy trying to teach her the drug game, and her dad is busy trying to keep her in her place and trying to keep her safe, nobody is teaching her about how to notice if you being tracked, if you being followed. She got people following her to all her spots, and if they don't get killed, they lie to hell. Okay, she got people following her to all of her spots, where they put the drugs, where they make the drugs, where she live, where she going, how she getting there. She got people following her everywhere. Okay. Now her father is tracking. Okay. She projects on Vic. She introduces Vic to this Dahlia drug, right? Like, remember I told you he tried the drug. She introduces Vic to the Dahlia drug, right? And it's projecting. It's saying, I got something. And you tell me what you think. right? You got Tommy on board. You got with Tommy and didn't want your family to know. Why would you put this drug out there for Vic to even ponder over it? I mean, thank goodness Gloria has got Vic's gonads. She packed them up with all her stuff and took them with her wherever she is. Okay, or else he could have figured it out like that, what was going on. But again, she's not really pushing back with Tommy. She doesn't have the balls to fully lean in on that, because she knows that she can't do this without him. So she projects those frustrations onto Vic, and she's kind of passively aggressively telling him what he wants to know, but not including him in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a weird dynamic. Y'all tell me what y'all think about why you really think Claudia did what she did in terms of introducing Vic to this drug. Okay, to Dahlia. Let's talk about Diamond and Jannard. First of all, Diamond, let's talk about it. Adrian is a reporter. We learned that in this episode. Remember last episode, we were not sure really what Adrian's whole deal was, right? I halfway thought after I did the panel over on TSF Entertainment. Y'all check us out on Sundays. I think I'll be back on this. Not sure, but check them out anyway, whether I am there or not. You would love the commentary. It's long, but it's a great Sunday podcast, in my opinion. And we have a lot of fun over there. And we talk about power, all things power, especially force. All right. So, we kind of talked about it. Is she a hitter? Could she be a hitter? We thought maybe she's a hitter, right? No, she's a reporter, right? And she's pulled up an article, and that was supposed to let us know that she's into journalism some sort of way. We're never sure what these little clues mean, because like I said, they just go in a bag and pull a scene out of it. So we don't know really. But kind of see the worm turning a little bit in terms of the writers getting somewhere, going somewhere. I see some traction with this show, so let me not pick at the scab. So anywho, yeah, she's a reporter, and despite what it seems like she genuinely likes him. We get to see her meet with her editor or whomever, and they want her to push through with the story. She wants to go back to the original reason why they did the piece, was something about the mean streets of Chicago, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. But the editor wants to really write this huge expose about the rise and fall of Diamond. Right? Like, I don't get it, because you can just go right over here to the diner and see Diamond. Like, the people who cook, the dudes that cook, could tell you all about Diamond. You can get, jail time. So like, I just don't get it. He's not the a Godfather of Harlem. You know what I'm saying? He's not what's the character that Denzel played? He played a real big drug dealer, one of the best to ever do it. Oh, I almost called the name. Y'all put it down below. He's not this person. He's not this persona. We don't see it in the actions of Diamond until this episode. We've seen so far just a mediocre drug dealer, in my opinion, in Diamond. But yeah, that's the Adrian situation. Diamond continues to lock horns with Jannard and the crew. They still have got this skeleton crew. Jannard has replaced Elijah with this other dude, right? And he's a quirky little character. He seems like he may have something, but it wasn't memorable. It was a little bit more goofy. He acted a lot more like the oldest brother on Kanan. He acted more like him, kind of silly, that type of thing. He wasn't the of the crew, right? So he comes in, I guess he's going to replace Elijah, and D-Mac and his young buddy come in, and they've got an idea about some things they want to get done. We're dealing with an Indiana connect. It's a cousin of a friend's brother's uncle, sister, nephew's neighbor, basically. And these two 16-year-olds, these two minors want to run this way, and they're selling it like, hey, we won't even get charged, get any serious time for this. Like, you're already planning to get time. With the idea how you gonna get this done, you come with the idea that if you do get caught, You won't get much time. Like, they're not going to give us a lot of time. Diamond doesn't want to hear any of this. He doesn't want to hear it. He's not opposed to the drug game, and clearly he is not opposed to violence. But let's be smart about this. Let's till the soil we're on and build ourselves up and then branch out. But Jannard wants to go hard. He wants to go hard in the paint. And this continues, this discourse between the two of them. The locking of the horns keeps happening because they refuse to when they are talking just themselves, they aren't building, they aren't formulating a plan, they aren't, writing it out, what their next steps are going to be. They don't take this information, go behind the scenes and talk right here in front of everybody. They show that they are fractured, that they're not fitting together at all, right? It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, right? It's a sign of weakness, in my opinion, that Diamond has, that I just don't know. I like to see a shift in this Diamond character at some point. I like to see a shift, and I'd like to see him be that kingpin that they're portraying to us, right? So far, Tommy's it. Tommy's the only one. Tommy kind of solidifies it in this episode, but we yet to see Jannard or Vic catch up to this place, right? Or just let's see what else. Despite the pushback about this Indiana thing, after Jannard has an experience with Dahlia, we see where Diamond pushes back on that as well. But in the back of his mind, he decides he needs to seek wise counsel about this drug and what, he needs to bounce ideas off of somebody who just is not balls to the walls. I'll worry about the small details later type energy that Jannard is giving. So he goes to see Tommy, and he feels like he can have this wise counsel with Tommy because, they always like to take long walks in the park and talk, about things. But this time they at the diner, right? And Tommy comes in specifically to speak to Diamond. So Diamond must have called him and told him he was there, because Diamond was finishing up and Tommy was like, hey, what's up? What you know good? Diamond says, what do you think about this? And he puts the vial of Dahlia on the table. Tommy's like, I don't know. What you think about it? He was like, I hear it blows your head back, right? And Tommy was like, did you try it? And he was like, I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't do that. Okay. I am on the COOCHIE, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? I'm on that coochie. Okay. I'm on that honey pot. Okay. I'm on that good stuff. Good. Right? I gets it all up. You know what? You're inappropriate. Okay, honeybees, bring it down. Okay. All right. So he kind of skirts the wiser, but he's very clear about the fact that he's going to get to the bottom of it. He's interested. He'd like to know a little bit more about it. And it's a moment. It is a moment. It's that moment that we kind of see Diamond moving in this way that gives us this idea that his character has some more layers. We've not been shown it, in my opinion. We're seeing a little bit more of it with this Adrian piece, right? But in terms of the drug game, what is Diamond giving us? Here we see just a really, really, really small glimpse into what it could potentially be. Do y'all agree? Let me know. Put it down below. Jannard's obsession with Tommy grows. It is the weakest. For me, it's this moment of weakness with Jannard that I don't really enjoy. Not only as a character, I don't really enjoy it from the actor, because I don't think the actor believes in that piece. And so we don't really see a lot of grit with the actor who plays Jannard until he gets meaty storylines. We get we get this really full-bodied sense of acting, and we're going to see it a little bit later when he meets the Indiana Connect, right? Who's played by Freddie Gibbs. Okay, talk about it. We see where in this growing obsession, he re-employs D-Mac after he makes this big kerfluffle with his brother in front of everyone, and pushes for the Indiana Connect, and pushes for these 16-year-olds to be the liaison between he and the Indiana Connect. Right? It's just it's just not, I mean, for him to give a second chance to D-Mac, and it was really in this like kind of brotherly kind of way, the way that D-Mac and his young cohort talked to not only Jannard, but also to Diamond. I don't know, man. It is mad respectful. Like, we can go all the way back to New Jack City. Like, that back talk, like, that was what makes the drug dealer, the head of the clan, so feared, not to be crossed. Don't mess with my money, don't mess with my drugs. What I say goes, right? I run this here, right? But seeing this, I don't know, it just puts CBI in this place where they just appear weak to me. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Put it down below. Gives D-Mac another opportunity. Find out where Tommy is. Find out where he lives. I'm going to snuff this guy out. Why do you need a 16-year-old to go find out where he lives? You drove by Tommy's place and did a drive-by. Remember when the Serbs had Liliana? Everybody was thinking that you did that to get Liliana back or to save Liliana. It was one of your more touching scenes, so I see why people would think that. But maybe now you're trying to kill Tommy, right? I'm shooting Liliana and now Serb, like whatever. Okay. Still trying to kill Tommy. We get to see him meet up with the Indiana Connect after he has gone to the club with the D-Max cohort, his new Elijah. They've gone to the club and he runs into a chick there that is pushing the Dahlia, right? Because see what he has set up a marketing crew. Beautiful girls. It's a verbal NDA. They can't tell everyone, but their job is to get this drug out here. And one of those girls, she positions for Vic, right? Purposely, specifically. And then everybody else is just doing their marketing all around. Everyone is just all around doing their marketing. And we see Liliana as one of the marketing girls, but I digress. Meets this girl and they end up having sex, and she gives him, before this, she gives him a little bit of a kiss. And when he gets that kiss, his head is blown back. Well, you know, he does the drugs. He does the drugs. So this is where he goes and he sells the Dahlia tries to sell the Dahlia to the crew and to Diamond. All right. And he ends up having sex with this girl, and she is continuing to rub it on her legs while they're having sex and kissing him. And he's so high and he's so everything. And he just wants this drug. I want this drug. Where'd you get this drug? You know where this drug is? She said, I have no idea. Remember, they can't talk about it. They cannot talk about it. And Liliana was standing right there when Claudia was doing their onboarding, and Liliana was the muscle. There. Mess with Liliana. Liliana is okay. I digress. The girl don't tell him, but you know, he's on to this drug. Later on, we see him go and meet the Indiana Connect afterwards, and this is one of his strongest scenes, right? That we see this season from Jannard. This is one of his stronger scenes where he meets the Indiana Connect. That's Freddie Gibbs. Does Freddie Gibbs really have is it a lazy eye? I think it's a lazy eye. I don't know the medical term, but I think it's a lazy eye. I don't remember that. Maybe Freddie always wore shades. I don't know. I listen to it, but not his video. I don't see his videos, so I don't know. I'm not sure. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all put it down below. I like Freddie Gibbs. And I read a little article about him giving 50 Cent props for putting him on in this franchise. It's a good, strong moment where Freddie is giving full on The Wire, you know what I'm saying? Hard nose, ragtag crew, goons, you know what I'm saying? He Midwest thugging, you know what I'm saying? What ninja what, right? Jannard meets him there. Now, maybe the actor who plays Jannard is meeting him there because this is a meaty role, and Freddie is taking full advantage of this role as this drug dealer, as the Indiana Connect. He's taking full advantage, and as two men, iron sharpens iron, right? We see Jannard's character kind of level up. We get to see in this moment too where Jannard is giving us full on drug dealer. Not this pushover, not this wimp, not this obsessed, low self-esteem, living in the past, whining soul that we have seen this entire season. But here we get to see a moment where he really comes across as an effective. If this is the Jannard that was working all the 15 years, you guys should have a conglomerate, right? You guys, CBI should be a lot bigger. I think these moments are fleeting. I think when he's in places of weakness as a character, Jannard, sensitive places where he's triggered, he is just this perpetual weird, weak, whiny, you know what I'm saying, baby of the family type. Here in this moment, I can possibly see how Jannard was able to run CBI while his brother was in jail. This scene. But y'all tell me what y'all think about it. Y'all put it down below. Then let's talk about D-Mac while we're here. D-Mac not only watches Tommy, but he warns Tommy. It's a weird setup. It threw me off a little bit. I'm not sure why he would do this, but you know, y'all tell me what y'all think about that. Y'all put it down below. He essentially, after he is called repeatedly about his friend telling him that they was going to this club, him, the new Elijah, and Jannard, and D-Mac doesn't answer for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? I went homework. You know what I'm saying? He had to clean the kitchen. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he was he was grounded, child. He was on punishment. They couldn't get at him. The next day, they chilling. He runs up on his cohort and punches him in the back of the head because you went out without me and didn't call me. Really? All this, it's a lot of projecting. Lots of projecting, right? Nobody's confronting the source of their anger or their anxiety. Everyone's projecting onto others, and it's burning bridges left and right, right? It's positioning people to be fodder, in my opinion. Both D-Mac's cohort and D-Mac kind of position themselves in this weird way. In this instance, D-Mac is essentially burning his trap business because his friend pushes back hard, pulls his gun out, pulls the gun to the side, has him to the neck. D-Mac is not necessarily afraid at all. Like, he was like, I used to take naps with you in kindergarten, sir. Huh? Remember that time me and you ate up all our mama's peanut butter and jelly and my mama whooped both of us? He's not, you know, he's not afraid. He is not afraid. I like the new Elijah in this moment, in this scene, because his continually calling the cohort's name, you know, it created this energy in the scene that I enjoyed. I got something from it. Again, it's about drug dealers. Let's have some drug dealer-ish. Let's do some drug dealer-ish. Let's do it. Why not? Let's do it, right? It's a good scene. I like it. But again, this positions D-Mac where his cohort says, me and you is done. We's over. I'm doing the Indiana thing. You're out of this thing. Like, don't, you know what I'm saying? We're done. Okay. No more playground. No more sleepovers, right? Do not call me to play the game, right? I don't care. We're out. And, but not only does it burn up his trap business with CBI, but it positions him to create a even bigger and better hustle with his Uncle Tommy. With his Uncle Tommy. I have complained about the nuances that give me pause in this show, the many nonsensical things that have happened. But I have to be the first one to admit that things they could have played out better, but they still had to play out to position our characters to where they need to be for season 2. And I can see that this D-Mac character, we're going to see a little bit more of him, and because this fracturing of his relationship with the CBI and where they're going positions him to be with Uncle Tommy, right? Uncle Tommy, okay. Ain't y'all ready for him to be called Uncle Tommy again, right? I missed that. Okay, so that is D-Mac. What? Okay, we'll talk about it. Okay, so let's jump into Lillian. Let's do JP. JP finally leaves the house, child. Finally leaves that kitchen. Finally, and at last. He is pushing Tommy, right? He feels like Tommy owes him an apology the way he talked to him last episode, telling him, no, you're not coming anywhere in my business. I don't need you in that business. Stay out of that business. Do what you do. You need to be working on these repairs. How long it's going to take you to get this kitchen together, sir? I gave you money to get this kitchen together, right? So he owes him an apology for shutting him out. It's nonsensical. JP really still at this point, in my opinion, he's fodder. He's still fodder. He seems a lot less scamish, right? Outside of grandma's house, but he's still on the grandma tip. You know, he talks about grandma. She must have had a stroke or passed out or something happened to her. You know, you trying to create a storyline around Granny? You trying to make it seem like somebody did something to Granny, and that's how she ended up in there? Are we gonna see lucidity from Granny? Are we gonna see Granny come to and tell us what's really going on with Kate? Maybe we holding off Granny coming through, coming back to life until Kate get there, because Kate is coming. Kate is coming because the JP character is going to introduce Kate back into this whole Powerverse situation. He keeps bringing up Kate. He doesn't bring up the son at all. He doesn't know the son. He hasn't found the son, even though the son lives 2 doors down, right? You know what I'm saying? Kate is his mama, and when they cut the umbilical cord, Kate cut out, right? He tells Tommy this. Well, Tommy tells him, listen, let me tell you something. I don't want you doing these drugs the situation with me. I meant that. I'm stand by what I said. JP said, well, let me watch the drugs. Let me at least watch the drugs with my club. The club ain't nobody ever in. That's fine, whatever. Your club should be booming now that Gloria has walked off and left her bar. The I'll be back later sign on it, right? Tommy is considering it, but at the same time, JP was like, I don't want to do full on drugs, but I don't want to take money from you for nothing. Let me work for it, and I can do it in this way. Oh, and I don't know what happened to Granny. Maybe Granny slipped and fall and hit her head, but she's in a bad way. We really need to contact Kate in order to get Granny straight. Kate supposedly has been gone for years. Tommy says never, ever, ever say her name again, basically, right? Because you know, if you call, it's like Beetlejuice. If you call her name 3 times, Kate will appear. And she is going to appear in this season. Tommy said, my beef with her is that she preferred a ghost over me. More specifically, between you and I, honeybees, she preferred the ghost, James St. Patrick, over her own son. Tommy knows it. She's been clear about that. And that is why he has a bitter taste in his mouth. Not just that, but the dad situation and all of that. It has just come to this place. And when he learned that she preferred Ghost over him, she preferred it be he dead than Ghost, than James St. Patrick. It was quittings for in Tommy's eyes. JP don't get it. He's never known Kate. That's why he bringing Kate back onto the scene. Okay, so that is JP. Let's do Liliana. Liliana's voice and presence is knitting her tighter into Tommy and what he got going on. Okay. We get to see sexy Liliana in this episode, where she dresses up real sleek and real fine and real fancy, looking all good, and she's going to the club, and she's introducing her own individual, her own person. So this auxiliary person, he's the new Reggie, right? She gives him a kiss, and we don't even know it's Liliana. I had no idea it was Liliana until she moved that hair back from that long straight bob, baby. She was giving us Claudia tease, and we saw that deep red scar in her face. I was like, Lord, that's old Liliana around here kissing folks, giving them drugs by mouth. So we get to see that Liliana. It gives us a little bit of range, right? She can be sexified when she want to be. She's not just a little dust bunny. You know what I'm saying? Just dry, ready, right, broken, fractured bones and a bruised up body, girl. And then we get to see chemistry Liliana, where she gives us a lot of charm. She's got to spend a lot of time sitting on the chemist, because one, she wants to learn these drugs, which I said that's what she needs to do last episode. But also, she is kind of being relatable to this. But make no mistake, Liliana is willing to snuff either her or Claudia out, the chemist or Claudia out. She's about this drug game, but at the same time, just like Tommy, she's leaning into the curves of things a little bit more. She's coming across very human, very approachable, but still no nonsense. I like this Liliana. This is the first episode where I gained respect from Liliana. It wasn't all that getting kidnapped and getting hurt and then not snitching. These are the moments. She is sitting on the chemist, right? They're there for hours, and the chemist has got some things going on with her, and Liliana is kind of navigating her through that, but keeping her focus also on getting this drug not only reproduced, but kind of reformulated the way Tommy wants it. Liliana is also wise counsel for Tommy. She's a sounding board for Tommy. Not only that, she is his eyes and ears in every place, and she is doing a great job as his number two. Okay, as his number two. Okay, so she is working her charms out here with this marketing of this drug. She's working her charms out here with this chemist. Okay, she is paving her own way and making her own lane in this organization that Tommy is trying to build, and I like it. What y'all think about Liliana? So I want to hear it. Give it to me. Now, let's go ahead and talk about Tommy. We already on Tommy. This it. This all. This is what we're doing, right? Okay. So Tommy leans in hard on everyone in this episode. He is really what the title is about, outrunning ghosts. Everything he is doing to build his organization, to fortify his crew, is about outrunning ghosts. This idea that eventually you get out of the drug game. Tommy don't want to hear no parts of that. This is all Tommy's ever done. He went from corner boy to major player thanks to Ghost, and then Ghost wanted to bail out of it. He didn't want that. This is all he's ever wanted to do. He wants to prove to everyone, not only Kate, that he is not, while I'm not Ghost, I'm better than Ghost. I'm gonna be better at Ghost than this thing. Okay, but to himself and everyone else along the way gets that work. Okay, gets full on aggressive season 1 Tommy that we saw initially in Power in order to make that happen. Everybody's getting no nonsense Tommy. First of all, he wants the chemist to dice it and slice it and shake it up. We need to make it more affordable in order to make it more mainstream. But you cannot lose the high. Every time somebody hit it, they got to be blown back in order for this thing to blow up. The chemist is like, I just don't, it's the integrity and in my original recipe and yada yada. He was like, I don't care. Make it happen. Make it happen. Make it happen. Right? Here we get to see strong leadership, strong drug dealing leadership, right? Okay. Don't come to me with no maybes. Don't come to me with no excuses. I told you what I want. You know what happens if you don't do it. So just do it. Liliana, I like you, sis. You're a great sounding board for me, but you need to stay on this chemist and make this happen, right? I don't want to hear yang, except getting this drug deal done. Now, but what else? Okay, let me take care of that. You get back to handling this chemist, right? Claudia wants to leave it exclusive, right? All she's ever known is money. She don't understand that the demand, right, is really what is going to not just push the drug, but you need to make it marketable in order for you to sell more volume. It is not just always about the quantity. We see this across the board in consumerism. It's also about the it's not just about the quality. It is about the quantity, how much we can move. That's how we expand this thing and make it exponentially better. And she is giving Tommy yang, 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 right? But Tommy is letting her know, what did I say? What did I say? What did I say? Huh? I said this is what it's going to do. All right. And she realizes quickly it's Tommy's way or the highway. Liliana's trying to, like, what if the chemist can't do this? They've been working for days. What if the chemist can't do this? She can do it. She can do it. We see this steely, focused, I'm not turning around. I'm not going back. I'm not second guessing. I'm leaning in on this thing. This is the one thing that he learned from Ghost outside of all the little drug nuances. He learns that once I say it, I got to sell it. Make this drug cheaper. Make it cheaper. Break it down so our end, we can produce it, mass produce it, but keep it with the same high. Period. Okay. And it's a good moment. It's a good moment. He's got to prove that he's more than just a talent. You know what I'm saying? A hack at this game. I'm not a corner boy. I am a major player and I'm going to prove it, right? Okay. I can be better at this drug game than Ghost ever was. This is what he's trying to do. Okay. He makes this push and he wins. He makes this push and he wins. Him leaning into this thing turns out as a win-win for him, right? Let's talk about this whole CBI thing, and then a little bit more about what Tommy is doing with this drug. D-Mac's warning alerts him to what Jannard has going on. Tommy puts a pin in it. He's not super worried. He knows that D-Mac is not as much of a threat as he puts on, right? Like, he can quickly handle D-Mac. We see where Jannard, he can quickly handle Jannard. But his bond with Diamond, it was difficult for him to lie to Diamond. I can see that he really probably wanted to have more conversations with Diamond. Maybe he even wanted to let him in on it, right? Like, Diamond is really more brother to him, maybe like a brother in the drug game. Although it's kind of subtle, they have a mutual respect for one another. And I think in the end, he's going to talk with Diamond about Dahlia. But right now, Diamond, he needs to keep Diamond at this arm's length place, because Jannard is still very much in play. And as long as Jannard is in play, Diamond is never going to be full on committed to him in a way that he needs him to be in order to push this Dahlia. Period. Another good scene from Joseph Sikora. So we're going back to the drug thing. We see in this episode where Tommy literally breaks his crew down in order to bring them back together as a real crew, including the chemist, right? She's going to be back at work first thing Monday morning. I'm all in. I had fun making these highly addictive drugs. It was super fun. I want to be a part of the crew. Let's do this, right? Liliana is pivotal was pivotal in making that happen. Right. But again, Tommy fractures everybody. Right. He has the men that Walter put on Claudia. He snuck up behind them jokers. They was at the lab. Where the chemist is, and Liliana and Claudia. They in the lab. Tommy walk up on them and poof, snuffs them both. And then tells Liliana, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? You done exposed us to Vic. And now your daddy's watching you, right? You got 2 men on you. And she was like, what did you do with the men, Tommy? And he was like, they need to go to the woods. How about that? I ain't gonna say what I did, but they need to go to the woods. You know what that means. She gathers her things. She gathers her shovel and her Versace skirt. Heads on off to the woods, boo. This time, you're on your own. Remember, 6 feet. 6 feet. Body not to be found. Run along, little one. Run along. When they come together, little piles of the new drug, the one that's gonna be cheaper, right? They all, the chemist, Tommy, Liliana, and Claudia, they all go down and they all bring it up, and they all like, foof. Ooh, still, the chemist is still fodder, but we might keep her around just a little bit longer. I enjoy the dynamics of her and Liliana. Again, I just see so much potential in these ladies being a formidable foe against these guys. But, you know, that's just me. That's just me. But listen, everything Tommy's got going on, Kate could ruin it all. Kate could ruin it all. This was a good episode. Let me do my questions and then we're gonna be out of here. Question number 1. What's the worst that could happen if Kate comes back? What do y'all think? Put it down below, right? Like, yeah, she could blow up Shawade, but could Kate coming back be the catalyst to just really skyrocketing this leg of the franchise? Kate possibly coming back could make season 2 just juicy. But what's the worst that could happen? Y'all tell me. What's D-Mac's angle in going to talk to Tommy, who is supposed to be this scary type, you know, individual, as opposed to his father, which D-Mac, all of his moves in this season denotes the fact that he considers his father to be soft, to be easily manipulated or bullied. Not manipulated, bullied. He doesn't go and talk to his dad, even just as a heads up. He goes and talks to Tommy. I don't know what D-Mac's angle with all of that is. Freddie Gibbs gave a good performance. Do you think he's going to be back? Do you think we're going to see Freddie Gibbs as a mainstay, or do you think he's going to be further fodder in this episode? I like it. I like what Freddie Gibbs' character brings out in the Gennard character. I do. I like it. He gives me Billy Bad A vibes, like in Kanan, in my opinion. This episode proves that Diamond and Gennard are capable of more, right? Do you think that they're capable of more? Not just in terms as actors. I think they both have given us good acting, maybe some more in depth than others. I love Diamond's conversation with Adrian in the barbershop. It was not only sexy, but he was just giving us old head wisdom vibes, and I was feeling it. I really was feeling it. And he was giving me Quiet Storm too. Like, we haven't really seen Diamond just full on give us full on violence yet, right? They're selling this softer side, but I want to see a little bit more from this no nonsense, you best be scared if I get quiet type vibe. I want a little bit of more of that from Diamond. But anyway, this episode proves, in my opinion, tell me what you guys think, the Diamond and Gennard could be more, right? I think strong storylines would get strong acting. I think weak storylines, the acting is there in turn, in my opinion, a little weak. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Do we think that the Flynn's will full on implode this season? Walter is just a means to an end. Are we going to move past Walter in this season? What do y'all think? Are we going to get rid of Walter? He's not running a viable crew. He's not even giving good instructions in terms of what crew he does have. He's not navigating his children in the drug game. He's essentially grounding them while he dies slowly. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. So are we going to see the implosion of the Flynn's? Okay. And then you think we're going to see this merging of Vic and Claudia finally through the death of their father? I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think. Put it down below. How did you feel about this episode? How did you feel about it? Did you enjoy it? What are some questions that you have about moving forward? Who was your VIP? Who was your favorite in this episode? I'd love to hear it. Remember to rate, remember to comment, remember to subscribe. And until next time, honeybees, mwah, mwah, mwah. I holla.